Board. Okay. Um, pa- all right. All right, so welcome to week one. All right, I am going to screen share. Okay. So what you're gonna learn this week, problem solving, JavaScript basics, naming convention, debugging, functions, and GitHub repos. I won't touch that because you're going to do this in week four. So don't worry about the GitHub. Okay. All right. So has any of you read the articles for understanding the problems and planning, divide and conquer is in the coursework. So basically, for any projects that you do, you are trying to understand the goal or the problem. The best way to do it is you read it and you rewrite it in your own words. So, you know how when you're in school, you had to do math word problems, and we're like, huh, I don't get it, right? So, uh, the best way to understand it, all right. So, this one, it wants me to find the time, right? So, and then you plan out. So, when you are coding, uh, you want to think about, okay, what are the inputs? What are the outputs? What are the steps, the logical steps, you know? So for example, I need to create a login page. Okay, I'm gonna plan it out. All right, I'm gonna need the user's first name input, last name input, email address input, password input, maybe do another password input to make sure they put in the right password. And then when I take those inputs, what do I do with them? Do I store them? I store them in a database, and for the output, I'm going to say, welcome, first name. When they log in, they see this page, welcome, first name, so you are thinking the steps as you are planning the problem or the project. And divide and conquer. Let's say you are creating the application, so you break it down. So the one feature you're gonna focus on login page, right? And another feature, maybe you focus on writing the algorithm to do, I don't know. I've seen a lot of exercise app, so they uh, write out the algorithm, so you just work on one feature at a time. So so it seems overwhelming, but when you break it down, you're golden. So you want to plan it out first before you code. So the question is, what's a non-coding problem you solve by breaking into small steps? Does anyone like to share?
Not really a problem, but cooking, right? You have to get the ingredients first, read the instructions, get the ingredients, do the prep work before you cook.
hmm Yeah, so you look up a recipe and you have to plan out your shopping trip to the grocery store, right? And you budget and figure out how many of the ingredients you're getting because you're planning out the serving numbers, how many people are you feeding? Yeah, and then how to cook. You gotta manage the time. Yeah. hmm what else?
Legos. And it comes with a lot of instructions to build from a pile to a Lego build.
Yeah, Legos, yeah. You're a Lego nerd, Winnie?
Sort of. My son is.
Yeah, yeah, I do Legos. I have this
Super cute.
off-brand, but man, they're so tiny, those little bricks. Cool. I'm sure like when you're at work, you have a big project and you break it down, you know. All right, so let's go over JavaScript basics. The fundamental blocks of JavaScript are variables. Think of variables as a box and you store data. So they are containers that store data. There are two types, let and const. So you have to declare a type first, and then you write a variable equals to whatever the value that you want. So for example, let first name equals Maria. So as you notice, Maria is a string. Uh, String is words, sentences, paragraphs. It's not a number. It's not a Boolean. So you have to wrap it with quotes. You can use single quotes or double quotes. Const birth year equals 1995. So 1995 is a numeric type. So what's the difference between let and const? A let is you can reassign the variable later. So you can reuse first name later on and put a different value. Const is cannot be reassigned. So when you put const in front of the variable and you put that value is there forever. You cannot change the variable. So if you try to change it, let's say later on you put birth year equals 1997, it won't let you. So a long time ago, we have used var. Var was very flexible, but we don't use that anymore. Uh, it is still valid, but we don't use it anymore. So we use let and const. Okay, so data types, I touched on that. So there's string, so text. You have to wrap in quotes. Number, you can use integers or decimals. Uh, we in JavaScript, it is called float. So there's integer and float. So in layman's term, float is decimals. Um, Boolean is true or false. So as you can see here, um, so they're very handy, especially Boolean types. When you do conditions, Boolean is very helpful. Give me one moment. How do I open up chat? I'm looking for chat. Chat. Okay. Float got its name from floating decimal point. Yep. All right, conditionals. Conditionals let your code make decisions. So, are you going to use this all the time? So, here's an example. Let temperature equals 75. So, the conditionals, you use if else statements. So, you got if and We got parameters here, which is within the parentheses. And the curly braces are the statements. Okay, so the first thing you're going to write when you write if else statements is if, and then you have another if, then you use else if. And then else is like the last piece of if else statements. You can use if and then that's it. You don't need to write else if or else, you know. So um so let's look at this. Now, what
Eh,
will this print? Is it gonna be it's hot outside, nice weather, or it's cold? B, nice weather. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so if temperature is more than 80, it's hot outside. But since the value of temperature is 75, it is false. So it's not going to print it's hot outside. But else if the temperature is more than 60, nice weather. And since the value 75 is more than 60, which is true, it's going to print that statement, nice weather. And then it'll stop. Um, the else will be ignored, right? So what if the temperature is 90? Let's say I change from 75 to 90. What's it gonna print? Just A. It's hot. It's hot out. Yeah. It's cold. A, yeah, it's hot outside. Yeah, because if temperature is more than 80, it's hot outside. Since 90 is more than 80, it'll print it's hot outside. But else if temperature is more than 60, 90 is more than 60. Will it also print nice weather? No. No, nope, nope. Yeah, so it's procedural. So if else statement is procedural. So it's gonna go through the first condition. If it's true, it'll print and then it'll stop. But if it's false, it's gonna go next to it'll go next condition. If it's false, it'll keep going until it's true. And else, if if all the if statements are false, it'll print out else statements. So let's say if temperature is 50, it'll print it's cold. So great. Um, any questions before we go? No. All right. So here's the answer. Nice weather. So JavaScript checks condition top to bottom and runs the first block that is true. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna use function all the time. So function is a reusable block of code that performs a task. So why do we use function? Because it's reusable. You're gonna write it once and then you can repeat it many times. And it's organizing. It's easier to read. Um, it'll essentially you take a huge code into logical pieces and it's easier to read. So to write a function, you have to write function and then greet, which is the name of the function, and then parentheses. Parentheses is parameters. You can leave it empty or you can put in a parameter. And then curly braces, and then you hit return, you write return, and then whatever the output that you want. So So right now it's just empty parameter, it's just greet. So when you console log the greet function, what will it print out? I'm using our hands a lot. What will print out? Welcome to Code the Dream. So now using parameters, so this one is empty, right? It's fine. It'll when you console log this, it'll print out this. Now, parameters is you pass on the information into a function. So parameter is you can name it however you want, and it's only works within this function. If you try to access the name outside of the function, it won't work. It only works within the function. So you write function, greet student, the name, the parameter, like, name, and it's going to return hello, and then name, and then exclamation point. The pluses are concatenation. You putting strings together. So when you console log it, greet student Maria, it'll say, hello, Maria. And if you put in James, it'll say, hello, James. So it's much easier than type out, hello, Maria, hello, James, hello, you know. Instead, you can write a function and you just pass on to the information and it'll print out whatever you like. So, all right. So, naming conventions. So, these are the rules, more like guidelines, but it helps because when you're working on the project, most of the time you're not gonna do it alone. You're gonna be working with other people because, um, you and other people are gonna work on features separately, maybe not, and then you put them together to create a project. So it is important that you agree on how to write a description. So here's a naming convention. So JavaScript uses camel case, meaning uh, it's a way to write your variables. So you have different words and you put them together, and you can uh, distinct. You can what's that word? Distinguish concatenation. Thank you. I have a headache. So you capitalize each word after the first word. The first word you're gonna, lowercase, but the subsequent words you're gonna capitalize the first letter. So it's easier to read. And you want to be clear and descriptive, like total price, first name, calculate sum. So it helps other people read your code. I was like, okay, it's easier. Uh, this one, not so good. TP, like to you, it makes sense, but to others, like, what is TP? Toilet paper? What? You know? 10 pieces? What is that? So it's not clear. It's hard to understand. So avoid this, okay? Do this. It's funny because 20 years ago, this would have been acceptable. But now you want to do this. All right. And debugging. All right. All again, You're gonna run into this all the time. You're gonna have bugs. Your code's not gonna work. It's not gonna be perfect. Okay. So it's important to have this kind of skills, debugging. You're gonna learn it. Uh, so it's normal. You're gonna run into it a lot. So your debugging tool, your first debugging tool is console.log. So console.log is you logging out the output into the console. So um, when you first coding, you're going to use this a lot to make sure that your code is running the way you want. Okay. And then once you publish it, make sure you don't, make sure you comment this out. Okay. Um, now, sometimes the code works perfect, but somehow there's a little bit of quirks that you want to uh, work on. For example, like first name, last name, full name. When you console log full name, it'll look like this, like full name, Rubina Roshan. It works, but you want to have a space in there between Rubina and Roshan. So how would you fix that?
You add a space between the colon and the quotation mark.
There's a space here. Actually, there's no space. Actually, it's gonna print out no space. But what about here? Like in between. Yeah. Plus quotation mark space, quotation mark plus last name. Yeah. hmm So a lot of the errors you're gonna run into is syntax. So syntax mean you forgot the quotation mark, you forgot to close it, or you probably forgot you might be using the wrong operator, uh, or you forgot the parentheses. So that's a syntax. This is the most common of bugs. I remember I was coding in Java, not JavaScript, Java. And for 2 days, I was looking for uh it didn't work. Like it keep giving me bug. It didn't quite give me the exact issue. And I was like looking and looking, and for 2 days, the project due was like 2 hours away. I was like, It turns out I forgot the semicolon on one of the lines. It was so annoying. Um, Semicolon is this one, the end of the statement. So you're gonna run into this a lot. Reference is it's like a referencing to the variable. So let's say you forgot to write full name, right? You did not write full name at all. But then you put full name in console log, it's gonna give you the reference error. Like what is it referencing to? You know? What is it referencing to? So make sure you declare the variable. Type is like let const. Logical is like when you do conditions, you know. Conditions, um, yeah. So a lot of times you're gonna run into this syntax reference, but you're also gonna type in logical as well. You'll see. All right. So, so here are the variables. So variables and values. And there are two ways you can do concatenations, putting different strings together. So here, using the plus operator, let intro. So hi, I'm like quote plus the variable first name plus quotation marks with the space plus last name plus all that. So this is valid, but it can be tedious, you know. So most of the time you're gonna use temporal literals. So this one here, this is not a quotation mark, is a backtick. Um, the backtick is the button next to the one on your keyboard. You have like a tilde and the little marks on the bottom. That's a backtick. And the temporal literal is like you wrap it in dollar sign in the curly braces. So backtick, hi, I'm first name, last name variable from country. This is way much easier. So, um, so I advise to use temporal literals than operator. You can use either one, that's fine. But to make it easier on you and the others, use the backtick. What about you? Do you think it's easier to read? Yeah. Oh. Um, Writing a conditional challenge. Check if someone is old enough to vote. Okay. Mm, so what do we need? Or you can answer the follow. What if age is 18? What about 21? What would happen with this condition? Uh, uh, I don't want to
It-
butcher your name.
Yeah,
Bagurashi?
it's a package. I just have one question about template literal. Can you please go again with that back ticks?
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, so is the difference only dollar sign?
I'm sorry?
So I didn't get that point, sorry. Can you tell me again?
The
Yes.
backtick.
Yeah, what is the difference means like I saw the dollar sign there.
So there are two ways you can put the strings together. So
Mm-hmm.
one way is quotation marks, string, and then
Okay.
plus,
Mm-hmm.
variable, plus, all that, right?
Yeah, that I
Another way is using backticks. So you
okay.
start with backtick,
Oh yeah.
um, and then you write your string, okay? And then as you write the string, you can insert the variables with the dollar sign and curly braces, uh, curly brackets. So dollar sign and the curly,
Mm-hmm.
and then you write your variable, and then you
Okay.
close it out, and then there's a space. So it'll look like, "Hi, I'm Annie Kwan from USA."
Uh-huh.
So uh, so this is much easier way to put the
Yes.
strings together with variables rather than using the operator.
Okay. So
So I'll show you. here.
Okay.
So this is valid. Uh,
But my video is not working, so you can't see me. I'm sorry for that.
it's fine. So I have first name, last name, country,
Mm-hmm.
and so this one is okay. All right, so I use operator to to put together the strings and variables,
Mm-hmm.
and if I run it, um, this is a node. Okay, it'll say, "Hello, my name is Annie Kwan. I am from USA." You see
Okay.
that here? Now,
Yes.
if I do template literals or
Mm-hmm.
like backtick, "Hello, my name is variables" with the
Mm-hmm.
dollar signs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna save it, run it. It comes out, "Hello, my name is Annie Kwan. I'm from USA."
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So let first name Annie, and then later I reassigned Mauricio to first name. What's it gonna look like? What's the output?
And Nikon from USA?
So what's the output? So console log, hello, my name is, what's it gonna look
First
like?
name. Yeah. So my name is Annie Khan. I'm from USA.
No, it's Mauricio because I reassigned it later. So first I did Annie, but then later
Okay.
I reassigned Mauricio.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So hello, my name is Mauricio Kwan. I'm from USA.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. If age is 18, what's the output? I mean, I'm sorry. If age is 17, what's the output?
Not old enough to vote yet.
Mm-hmm. If age is 18,
You can vote.
you can vote. 21,
You can vote.
you can vote. Yep. Pretty easy. All right, Joey. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, Joey is putting out study group, so I highly suggest that you join his study group and then you can do assignments together. So Joey is awesome. All right, so you're going to write a thanks. All right, so write a function, and there's a string method here, to uppercase. This is a method here. Remember I showed you JavaScript string methods, and I showed the MD and Mozilla showed you all the list of methods. So this is one of them. So when you write a function, shout name, so this is camel case, shout name, parameter is name, return, and then name, and then you assign the method to uppercase. And what's it gonna look like? So it turns all the lowercase to all uppercase. So pretty simple. Okay. Um, debugging practice. Can you spot it? V, I think you have to do it on Slack to, I think Joey just left. Yeah, you have to ask him on Slack. a space. How would you put a space? Yeah, can you spot it? Yep. How would you fix it? You can do plus. You can do, yeah. Or, yeah, so first plus quotation space quotation plus last. You can do that. Or you can also use template as well. Either one works. It's your preference. So if I run it, yeah, right here, Maria Santos. Yeah. All right, easy. Yeah, you can use operator like so, or you can use template like so. Okay, this you can do on your own. Uh, create create a variable for your name. Anyone can tell me. Let's do it together. So I'm gonna comment this out. Let's do it together. Let's create a variable for your name and a hobby. So let's do it. Would anyone like to volunteer? Renzo. Okay, give me the variables. For hobby, for your name and a hobby. Okay, const first name equals Renzo. All right. Oh, by the way, in JavaScript, it's optional. Um, you don't have to put a semicolon because it's the end of line, but it's up to you. It's preference. So, okay. Hobby? Let hobby equal soccer. All right. Now, write a if else statements that checks a number and prints whether is use console log. Sorry. Can you give me the console log? I didn't realize those are three separate problems. I thought they were all together. So you write console log dot log. How would you write out the statement in a log, Renzo? Or anyone else could step in.
Did you ask how could you write it in a statement? Oh, never mind. It doesn't answer in the chat.
Just first name. I want the whole statement with first name and hobby. Okay, so back. So he's using backtick. My name is first name, and I like hobby. Okay, great. So let's run it. There you go. My name is Renzo, and I like soccer. Awesome. And I can change that. What happens if I change name to Winnie? What would happen? It's gonna give you an error. So type error, assignment to constant variable. And it gives you the line 22 right here. I'm sorry, not 22, 20 right here. As you notice, oh wait, const. I cannot reassign a value to const variable. So, however, I can change hobby to, let's say, basketball. I can change that. Boom. My name is Renzo and I like basketball. All right. All right, let's do write an if and else statement that checks a number and prints whether it is positive or negative. So let's do that. All right, I'm gonna comment this out. So I'm gonna write let number be -3. How do I write an if and else statement? So this is what it looks like. Okay. So I'm gonna pass down the information number. So I'm accessing this number here to number. Okay. Can I write down as one line code? Yes, you can. If number is less than 0. Okay, I'll do console log. You can also do console log or return, doesn't matter. Uh, it's a what? If the number is less than 0, yeah, it's negative.
It's only get you, and if it is greater than else, it is positive.
You can do that, or you can just use else.
Yes.
It's a positive. Because there's only two conditions here, right? One is a negative, the other is positive. So you don't have to write else if number is greater than 0, right? But I joined a bit late, but what was the creation of variable by string methods been discussed? Yes. So I'm recording this session, so you can definitely I will send out a link to that video and you can watch it. Or you can stay after the session is over and you and I can discuss and I'll help you. Is that all right? Okay, cool. You can do that. So let's run it. Yeah, it's a negative. So what if it's 5? If you run it again, what'll be? It's a positive. Yeah. Is 0 considered positive? Mathematically, you would say if number
Neutral.
is equal to 0. Okay. Actually, you use triple equal console log. Is a 0. Neither positive nor negative. Okay, so if I put 0, yeah. So there we go. Pretty easy, right? It's not that difficult. That is a good question. It has to do with coerced conversion. You want to avoid that in many cases. So it is a convention now to use triple equal instead of double equals. Um, there's oh there's also with the coerced conversion, meaning like number and strings. Uh, JavaScript is it's a loose language. It's not tight. It's not strict. So if you want the condition to be strict, you want to use triple equals. So we don't do double equals anymore. Strict equals operator. Yeah. hmm Yeah, so when you do conditionals, you want to use triple equals. Um, all right, next, we're gonna do one more and then we're done. If you have any question about the assignments, again, Slack, because I can't open up the thing. Write a function called add numbers that took two numbers and return the sum. All right, easy. So we can do that. Um, so how would you write a function? So you're gonna start with function, okay? Okay. And you're gonna take in first you have to name the function. I would say add two numbers. Okay. So you're gonna write a parameter. So it's num1 and num2. So you separate the parameters with a comma here. And then I'm gonna return. So how would you so I started off with function, name, parameters, and how would you write a statement to return the sum of two numbers? Anyone? Thank you. Num1 plus num2. Okay. So I'm gonna console log add two numbers, parentheses, I will say two 320 and 400. Going to do this. I'm gonna run it. 720. Okay. Okay, what if I do another one? Console.log, add two numbers. I'm gonna do 4 and then -9. What's the result? -5? Let's see. -5. 720 and -5. Awesome. Cool. So that's all the things for this week. So the assignments, there are 15 questions. And So the first three is going to be about creating variables. And then question 4 and 5, string concatenation and arithmetic. Q6, string methods. So make sure you, I definitely highly encourage you to look for string methods online. I showed you in the beginning. Question 7 and 9, you're going to write the conditionals. 10 and 11 is about numbers methods again. So there's string methods and there's number methods. So you'll see that. And then type conversion. And so this is where double equal comes in, I think. And then Q12, or there are methods that you can convert from numbers to strings or strings to numbers. And then Q12 through 15, you're going to write functions. Okay. Make sure you read the instruction carefully and uncomment the console.log. And then when you run it, it's going to run the results for you. So make sure you do that. And then try the stretch goals if you want extra challenge. Okay. All right. Please use AI for hints. Don't look for answers because you want to do this yourself. Okay. All right. Before we head out, here are the resources. Before we head out for the day, any questions? Comments? Concerns?
Quick question.
Yeah.
For this assignment, do we need to create the GitHub repositories?
I don't think you create a GitHub. I think you go to the Learns app, like right. So you go to Learns app, and then you're gonna go down. Oh, hold on. You're gonna go down, down, down. Click View Assignment, and then you do this thing. I can't really do this right now because the Zoom won't let me do it. So I think you hit run and then you hit submit. Like I
Are
think
you
it,
supposed to be showing this on your screen?
I'm sorry.
Are you supposed to be showing this on your screen?
Can you not see it? Oh, hold on. Do. Stop share. Ah, okay. Yeah, so you go to Learns app and click on week 1, and then you go all the way down. Uh, I so the Zoom, something about Zoom won't let me like type this in for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, but you type in your code here. You see how put your code here and you type it out, and then on comment, so delete the slashes in front of the console, and then you hit run, make sure, and then it'll show the result right here. So here are the questions. And then once you're done, I think you hit access and then submit. Am I right?
Yeah, I got that, but if you before you click this assignment, there's assignment instruction that says create a GitHub repositories.
Oh yeah.
Repository.
Right there.
So yeah, you're gonna start doing GitHub on week 4, I believe. Week 4 or week 5. So when you have time, definitely do this to practice. Um, so there's a video on how to create a repo here. So
So it's not a required assignment for this week.
no,
Okay.
it's I don't think so, no. I can double check with Reed.
I think they mentioned there key you have to copy that link and put it in a second. I read somewhere. Think so.
Oh, is it?
I think I'm not confirmed, but I read it. I just
Well,
want.
here's the assignment here, right? And there's coding
Yeah.
assignment
Yes.
and there's mindset assignment. It doesn't mention GitHub.
No, they didn't mention there. But, let me check.
When you submit your assignment this week, please copy and paste the link
It,
to the report.
There's a submission form when you turn in the code that you do. You have to like, I don't know if you can see it on your screen because it looks different than ours as like students. But you
Oh,
do have to fill out a submission form and it asks like various questions and you do have to copy and paste the repository on
yeah.
there.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. They write it there, their assignment, create a new GitHub repository. They mention all the steps, and last one they said that you have to create it, and second link to assignment field.
Oh, okay.
I
I don't see it on my end.
Yeah,
So
I didn't submit it, but I read that.
okay. Um, yeah, I'm just teaching, so I don't know
Yeah.
much about like submission form.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely go on Slack and ask Reed like or discussions like, hey, I'm confused about GitHub, and Reed will tell you.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Bhagyashri is here. So we need to write all the questions code one time, and then only one time we need to run. We don't need to run separately. The program means there is a 15 question, right? So do we need to
Um,
write all the code and once the time we need to run the program?
so when you code, you're gonna write like one line and then you're gonna
Hmm.
run it to see if it works.
Okay. Okay.
So
Then one by once you can do it, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I
Got it.
mean, I wouldn't do like write code all of it and then hit
Yeah.
run.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
what if you run into a bug?
Got it.
You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to
This is
spend time
yeah.
looking for what errors,
What
right?
runs.
So I would
So
do one
mhm,
question at a time,
at
run
a
it.
time.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
once it runs successfully, do the second question
Mm-hmm.
and then hit run, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need to run it there only. We don't need to copy anywhere in the other platform, and we need to everything will be there, right? Because I never tried.
Hmm.
So okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What I would do just in case, let's say the internet internet is there's power out. I would highly suggest
Mm-hmm.
just copy everything
Mm-hmm.
and go to IDE of your choice, like Visual Studio,
Mm-hmm.
and paste it and just work on it, you know?
Okay.
So
Okay.
so you save it to your computer and then when you're ready to submit, uh
Mm-hmm.
you can copy and paste your solutions into the
Okay.
Learns app. That's how I do it, you know, because you work so hard and all of a sudden you lost everything. You don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. Cool. If you need help,
Yes.
definitely book a session, Mentor 101.
Okay.
So we're here to
Okay.
help you.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Anyone else would like to say anything before we end the session? Well, I hope you enjoyed my session. So, please do come back on Mondays. I'll be there this Wednesday. I'm gonna help Mauricio. He's the Wednesday guy. I'm the Monday gal. So, all right. All right, you're welcome. Have a good night. Uh, I'm gonna stay on